some of the best businesses in the world are not new ideas. It's not about what's new, but it's more about what's tried and true, right? So you take you take what's already working and you take the packaging off of it and put your packaging over the exact same model. That's my idea here, right? So we're all familiar with Alex Hormozy, one of the probably best business thinkers on social media today, I would say. One of the most successful dudes on social media. Gym Launch was his flagship product that kind of got him on the map, that helped him make his first tens of millions of dollars. I think he exited those companies for like 47 million and now has acquisition.com. So essentially, are you familiar with Gym Launch, what that did, how they worked all that?
I know the basics, but yeah, give the high level real quick and then jump into it.
So it started out as him traveling to a city and basically relaunching their gym. So somebody, private gym owner would say, "Hey, I need more customers." And Alex had this business in a box style of marketing, generating interest, and getting people in the door with offers. And then what he would do is he would sign up all of these new memberships. He would keep the cash from those signups, but then the benefit for the owner was that they had all these new members that were monthly recurring revenue. So it's a win-win for both people. Alex would make six figures on the front end. Well, then he eventually realized that, oh, I could actually do this without having to leave my living room. He licensed this information instead. So then somebody would pay him tens of thousands of dollars to launch this in their gym with a playbook that Alex provides. Now, so not my idea here is not reinventing the wheel, but the spaces that we hang out on Twitter, everything is about SMB. Everything is small business, right? That's seemingly the new wave of everything that's exciting in our world. So again, the concept of becoming famous to a small segment of people, I think that what are the stats? There's 10,000 baby boomers that are retiring every day and all, you hear all these stats about business. I think you can create the gym launch for home services. So essentially, it's home service launch where you have the playbook that's licensed out that somebody can pay you 50 grand for. And you can say, based on my track record, I know that when you spend 50 grand, you're going to make 150 grand. And then you segment that into the plumbing playbook, the HVAC playbook, the roofer playbook, the siding playbook. And then you just take this home service launch concept and take it all over the country and you do this, you're just selling this license basically to home service people, and then they're buying into your business idea and generating six figures in profit plus for their company. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's definitely something there. First of all, I would say, did you buy homeservicelaunch.com yet? Because I would recommend that you do. So yes, there's absolutely something here. I'm glad you already brought up. I was going to bring up. You definitely want to niche down, right? So you say, okay, first you probably just want to start with one vertical, right? So whether it's roofers or plumbers or something like that, then you got to figure that one out. In detail, you got to have that playbook, do it yourself, prove it out, then launch it out to more plumbers. Then once you've done it successfully for lots of plumbers, then you can probably move on to another niche. So yeah, I think there's absolutely something here. I'm curious what your take is, because as you're explaining it, I'm just trying to think, like, you always want to think, what's the negative? What am I missing? Right. The one thing that jumps out at me of the difference between gym launch versus this is a gym having more customers is just pure profit, right? They're already paying rent, they're already paying for the
Yeah.
employees. They just get pure profit. Where, plumbing, one of the biggest let's use plumbing to start with. The biggest problem they have is actually labor, right? So it's almost, there could be an issue here where if you were actually good at this, could they even handle it? Right. And so I guess I would argue, or I would say the solution to that problem is hiring would probably have to be a huge part of your launch, right? Which actually makes a lot of sense. You not only help them hire, then you help them to keep those people busy, making them more money. So yeah, I would say including hiring being a big part of it. Um, so that's probably the only risk is that you could make them more money, but they couldn't take
Couldn't
advantage.
handle the
Couldn't handle
influx.
it. Exactly. Which I could actually see being a real thing.
Right.
Think about
Right.
that.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think there's a, yeah, interesting,
I would actually
interesting
say
thought.
maybe a way to think about this then is plumbing's probably not the best example because plumbers are generally emergency. You got to go do it tomorrow, right? So maybe be thinking something that's not as urgent. Where okay, if you had to, if you're normally doing people a week
Roofing,
after, I was going to say roofing is
siding,
one. Roofing
windows.
jumps out at me. Anything maybe new construction that I know maybe we can talk about garage stuff here in a second. Anything that's not as urgent. Actually, dude, why aren't we talking about garage? Because that could be the perfect example. That's like the perfect example because it's not a rush, right? If you told somebody we're a month out or 2 months out, they'll still do it.
Well, that's basically what Matt Stern's already doing. He's already created the gym, the business in a box, right? So
Yeah,
there's,
but yeah, that's true.
and based on legal documents that I signed, I cannot compete with that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, we're not talking about for you or me to do this business, right? We're talking about anybody could do this kind of thing. But yeah, so I would say your idea is great if you can find that industry that can take on, like, their problem is that they just don't know how to get enough customers. I think it's a genius idea.